Good evening, students. Good evening, Preeti. So we will wait for a few minutes for everyone to join, and then we'll start the session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, fine.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, beta. Good evening.
गुड इवनिंग सर.
Good evening, Mr. Anuj. कैसे हैं आप लोग?
फाइन सर, फाइन, वेरी फाइन.
चलिए, बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन के ये.
चलिए साहब.
चलिए गाइस, तो आई थिंक आज हमको स्टार्ट करना है मोटिवेशन, एंड आई होप सो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट ने इसको अटेंड किया है अलग क्लास, बिकॉज ये क्लास हमारा ओबी में हमने ऑलरेडी लिया हुआ है सेशन ये वाला मोटिवेशन. आई थिंक अनुज सर आप तो थे उस क्लासेस में.
यस सर, मैं उसमें था.
हाँ आप थे. यस बिकॉज हमारा जो टॉपिक है ये मोटिवेशन हमारा एक पूरा यूनिट है.
वो इंक्लूडेड था. ये इंडिविजुअल रह जाएगा खाली मोटिवेशन शायद.
हाँ सभी को डिस्कस करेंगे बेटा एक्चुअली, मतलब बिकॉज दैट टॉपिक वाज.
यस ओके सर.
हाँ जी. So I think we should wait for a few minutes, and this week we will wind up this subject, I think, and we'll start because now the 4 subjects we will cover up. First we'll start with business communication in this month, and then we will start with the production and operation management in the month of July. Then we will start managerial economics in the month of August, and principle and practices of management will start in the month of September. So that is the schedule for the next 4 months. Clear? So I think as of now, we have covered up till point number 13, the syllabus which I have already shared it with you. Okay. Now in this particular portion, we will discuss about motivation, theories of motivation, and major theories of motivation. That is 15, 16 point is similar. Okay. Then we have performance appraisal, means appraisal method we need to discuss. Yes. So only last 2 topics are left. That is appraisal and motivation. So in this week, we'll wind up these topics. Okay. So today and tomorrow might be it will take to complete motivation, because motivation is a lengthy topic. Yes. So today and tomorrow it will go till motivation, and then we'll start the next topic, that is appraisals, in the next 2 to 3 classes. Fine. Andy, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Shall we start? I think we have 9 students as of now. Let's wait for a few more minutes, please. Only 9 we have. Let's count ratios to 20 first.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening everyone. Good evening. Okay, students, so we are starting the session now. Okay, so the next topic, with the last 2 topics left, which are the HRM. Okay, that is about the motivation. Now, first of all, we need to discuss about what do you mean by motivation. As we know that motivation is nothing but a stimulus which enforces you to make yourself more productive, to actually enhance your skill level, to actually provide you a particular satisfaction from achieving certain level of targets or desires. Okay, like for example, and yeah, one more thing before taking the example actually, because when we discuss about the motivation, it is basically all those, you could say, expected desire or you could say expectation of an individual in his personal and the professional life, that how one can actually fulfill the desire because of certain stimulus we will talk about. Okay, so it is basically a complex and dynamic process through which a particular individual may actually decide or may actually concern whether the motivation which they are receiving it's true or not. Okay, and these motivations basically may be financial, maybe non-financial, maybe psychological, maybe physical. It depends on an individual and how one perceive about the motivation or the stimulus or the factor that might enhance the productivity and you could say effectiveness of an individual in the app. Okay, so as you can see, the basic bookish definition which we are discussing right now, that is about this particular motivation derived from the word motive, which actually the active form of desire. Now, what do you mean by active form of desire? Means it is an ongoing process, or you could say a particular craving of an individual to achieve something. And once the particular person achieve that particular component or a particular, you could say, target, he or she feels actually above the moon or over the cloud, we can say. Okay, so it is basically, as I told you, it's a complex process, and motivation and you could say that stimulus varies from person to person, what type of motivation they want in their life in order to, and it is nothing but one more thing, because it is basically a push which is given to an individual to do something better than the worst. I hope so. This is what the motivation is all about. Now, when we talk about this motivation, it is basically one type of, you could say, positive stress. Okay, which positive stress in terms of we are talking right now, because as you know that stress up to an extent is always constructive. Stress up to an you could say extent is basically constructive, and it is basically called in the term, it's called eustress, EUSTRESS. And these eustress, or these you could say unsatisfied wants of an individual, may create some, you could say, stress in the mind of an individual, and that constructive and positive stress is basically enforcing an individual to achieve something in their life. That is basically the part of your the basic definition about what the motivation is all about. I hope so it is clear. Anji. Yes, sir, it is clear, I think so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So,
sir,
now, yeah, please, Raksha.
Sir, yeah, so this motivation is an HRM subject also.
Yes, definitely. That's the reason I think I was discussing with Mr. Anuj as well, because that we already covered up under.
Yes, in OB.
Yes. So that is a topic given in the in this chapter as well. So definitely, I'm bound to discuss that. Okay, Raksha.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. Because this same recording I think is already available on the IIBM YouTube. I think so. That is a fact.
Yes, sir.
No worries, but still we'll discuss as per request of the institute, and definitely demand this particular subject demand the same, and those who are new to the particular topic, definitely they will take benefit out of it. Now, the next one, we have major factors of motivation. The first one is inner psychological force. As I told you, the motivation is more about the psychological force. It is all about more associated with a particular thinking process of an individual, what one wanted to achieve. Like with Ms. Raksha as well, I think we discussed various components, like Raksha is working in TCS, I think so. Okay. So definitely Raksha might have some inner psychological process or thinking process to actually move in the hierarchy of that TCS or in that domain. Definitely that would be something she wants to achieve, I think, in a future course of action. And that is something is giving the motivation to her while working in a particular company. Am I right, Raksha? I think there is an inner psychological force.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Second point, is it influenced by the personality type or personality trait or type of personality or the competency of an individual? Very simple component that when we discuss about personality trait, we have a different type of personality: aggressive, regressive, We talk about active, passive, okay, silent, okay. There are so many types of personality type which we I think discuss in the type of personality as well. But when we discuss about the type about, because as we know that, like for example, if I am very hungry to learn new things, I am basically different type of personality as compared to one of my colleague who is very comfortable what he has achieved as of now in his life. So depends on the perspective for your future, depends on your future growth, depends on your hunger. According to that, definitely a particular person will get motivated or demotivated, or we can say stable in his or her life because of these factors. Okay. Next point we have, motivation is directly proportional to the efficiency of a person. Like for example, if I'm teaching to you people right now, what is the motivation behind that? Is it Mr. Anuj with whom I want to interact? With Raksha whom I want to interact in the classes? No. Because this is something basically my profession, and this is something basically my, you could say, you could say intention, because once I just take your classes, because that is something the motivation which I have when I'm teaching this particular batch of IIBM as compared to the batches I'm teaching in other classes, because it depends on the type of students to whom you are addressing. According to that, your motivation would be very different, and maybe my efficiency and my dialogues and my examples would also vary. Okay, so the way I'm teaching right now to you, way I'm teaching to other students, those who are irresponsive in the classes, definitely my efficiency level and my lecture delivery and my impact of lecture would be very, very different. Fine. Next one. Motivation originates from needs and wants. It's very, very simple. Like for example, Raksha is working right now in TCS. And now if she wants to actually promote herself, or she has some desires in her life, like want to become the MD, want to become the want to reach actually at the top position in India or in the world, actually if she's working in some good MNCs as well in the future, definitely she must have that forecasting, she must have that foresightedness that she wants to achieve something in her life. So that is again the one thing, that each and every motivation always derive from the needs and the wants. Yes, Raksha, am I clear? I think.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now, it is a process of channelizing your energy. Like for example, during this lockdown, as you know that people from last 1 or 2 months, they are idle actually. Those who are working individuals, their factories are closed. Not like Mr. Anuj actually, he is working like anything. But those individuals actually, those who are working actually, and because of the lockdown, the everything is closed right now. Definitely, they have different type of motivation during that 2 month period of time. Might be they are learning some new skills, might be they are learning some good cooking skills, might be they are learning some professional skills, or there may be a possibility they are devoting their time in social media. Okay, there could be anything actually, I'm just talking right now. But important thing is that what is your motivation? Like for example, like being a faculty, like coming on YouTube live, coming on Instagram live, coming on Facebook live, maybe the motivation because I just want to impart my knowledge to the audience. I just want to give benefit to as many people as I can because of that live lectures or live you could say interaction with the people throughout the world. That is my motivation. So what I'm doing, I'm channelizing my energy accordingly. Are you getting my point? Like for example, if I'm teaching in the institute right now, okay, and I want to actually just to reach on the different hierarchy when it's come to teaching pedagogy. In such a cases, I'm just channelizing, I'm just making my content of lecture delivery more and more qualitative so that I can achieve some goal which I have desired in my life. That is stimulating and channelizing the energy. Level of performance is discussed already, and as we know that the motivation may the degree of motivation you could say differ from person to person, depend on type of personality, need, competencies, and other factors. I think those who are new to the class or those who are the student, those who already attended these classes, if you have any query in any of the point, please let me know. Mr. Anuj. Haji, any doubt to anyone? I think I can see one student, Ajit Pal. I think it's a new one in the class. And should I have a humble request, please, you can join your classes by your real name. I can see again Redmi 9A, and one is B9318417. Please. Okay. Anja. Any query to anyone, please? These are the major factors of motivation. I hope so it is clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Raksha. Next, features of motivation. As I told you, the features, as I told, like first point is related to the psychological approach. Psychological approach in terms of internal feeling, okay, and which that internal feeling, that internal stimulus, that internal enforcement, actually pushing an individual to achieve something in his or her life. As I told you, the example of Mr. Anuj, he's a very experienced guy, must have some internal feeling as of now, even for his family, for his children, for his parents as well, that they want to provide them the utmost comfort, utmost level of satisfaction, utmost level of comfort. And when it comes to quality of education, when it comes to good infrastructure in his house, whatever it could be, that is internal feeling, and that may enforce Mr. Anuj to do something better and better day by day. It's a continuous.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Yes, sir. I'm praying very good for you and your good health and for your family as well, that you will reach to the peak of your life.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir. Because you are actually one of the, you could say, motivator for us in the class, because how you.
Sir, every time discussion is far better for the book learning.
Yes, very good, very good.
Always, sir, always. Because most of time by the discussion, so many things learn. I already told to my children, he is already going in BTech now, first year.
Okay. So you have, I think, your daughter is in BTech.
No, son, sir, son.
Okay, your son is doing BTech right now.
In the ECE branch, Electronic Communication.
Oh, that's great, sir. That's great. And you are, I think, one of the, I think the trendsetter or the leader in the family, I think so.
Yes.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. It's really good, actually.
That's why, because of some time, this one is going on the online classes and like that. And sometimes worry, my son. But then, frankly, if any problem, please discuss to me. I will explain.
That's
and discussion is far better, always.
So I think, as you can see this, I think Mr. Anuj, we are discussing one very, very live example how the motivation actually works in his family as well. Because like his son is not only treating him as a father, but he's treating him as a friend, and this is a motivation.
Yes. Because somehow some deep thing is discussed with the mother.
Yes.
And regarding the outside of the house, I will discuss always. You open, you tell me. Right. I will give the solution.
That's great, sir.
This is a support, moral support. Sir, moral support is always required by the upgrowing person, son, daughter, everyone.
Definitely. And
okay, sir.
To have,
Continue.
Thank you so much, sir. Like, because that's the reason I just raised that, just pointed you out in this particular example, that because you are one of the trendsetter actually in the class as well, because each and everyone, not even me, other students as well are getting motivated the way you are taking interest in this particular courses and this education as well. It's really commendable actually. Yes, friend, let's continue. I think so. So like, as I told you, the motivation varies from person to person. We discussed already. Now, the motivation may be positive or negative as well. Okay. Now, how it could be defined as well. For example, let us suppose like I'm working in my institute right now. And certainly what I want the salary hike of mine because of the next year, definitely because I'm working since long. I'm very you could say very loyal employee to the company. In that case, I have an expectation that the salary may be on the higher side. That is the one of the factor which I'm expecting. If you are getting the expected outcome, your motivation would be positive. But like, for example, being a person, if I have a monetary benefit as a positive motivation, definitely if I'm not getting the salary hike, I'm getting designation hike, I'm getting, you could say, more roles and responsibility, that maybe you could say non-monetary motivation. And that is basically the negative aspect of the motivation. Okay. So the motivation as per the expectation of an individual, that is called positive motivation, else it is a negative motivation. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, need-based theories of motivation we'll discuss now. So as I know that the first theory which we have under motivation, which is called Maslow's need hierarchy theory. I think we have already discussed in the previous classes regarding Maslow's theory. Now, basically, as per Maslow's has actually given the theory of individual needs and the wants. And as per Maslow, the motivation of an individual always actually goes step by step. And if you have actually done with the basic, you could say, needs of an individual, you may go to the hierarchy one by one. Now, as per Maslow's, actually, he has given the 5 various levels through which the motivation may be achieved. The first and foremost thing, which come the basic needs, which is called physiological needs. Second is called safety needs. Third is called social needs. Fourth is called esteem needs. And fifth is called self-actualization. Now, what this diagram is about. So as you can see that right now, the first and foremost thing is called physiological needs, which is called the basic needs. Now we will discuss this particular Maslow's hierarchy theory with the help of personal life example and working life examples. Okay, and Raksha, I want your input regarding this topic now. The first thing, which is called physiological needs now. The physiological means basic needs of a person in a normal life. Food, shelter, food, shelter, clothing. The basic needs we're talking right now. But when we discuss about any organization, like if I'm talking about a particular manufacturing unit or a factory, if we talk about what are the basic need which a worker may expect, it would be, you could say, good ventilation. Okay, there should be, you could say, good dehumidification, air conditioning. Okay, or because it requires in certain industries. Okay, so the basic amenities which a particular worker is expecting from a particular, you could say, organization, that must always have to be present. And if it is present, the worker will be satisfied. And if these factors are not present in the organization, the worker would be dissatisfied and may not be able to continue in the organization. And that may turn to the employee turnover in the organization as well. Okay, that is the very first part. So Raksha, any example regarding this thing from your industry?
So regarding the basic and safety needs?
No, basic needs only. Like in TCS, if we talk about what are the basic needs you are expecting from TCS?
Sir, obviously salary
hike. Okay. No, actually, Raksha, when we discuss about this needs we're talking right now, definitely your basic need would be salary, the monetary benefit, what I'm getting it out. Okay. But what about the other factors? Like you're working in the premises of TCS, wherever you're working right now? Pune, I think it is.
No, yeah. Nagpur,
yes. So basically you're working in Nagpur right now. So definitely how this basically the factor which may impact or first thought in your mind, like once you visit to office, what are the factors which you always want to be present in on the desk or on the, you could say, cubic which you have?
So first of all, the working environment should be good, and the working condition where we are working, that we should be safe. Mm-hmm. Like we are having the shifts. So the girls working in night shifts also. Mm-hmm. So first the security should be there, and obviously the job security.
Yeah, that will come under safety needs, yes.
Yes, the girls' safety and all.
Yes. Understood. Because see, like for example, yes, anyone else, I think, wanted to contribute for the basic needs from their industry? Chandrabhushan?
If you talk about basic needs, this is called drinking water, requires proper drinking water, washroom facilities, and you can say good working condition. Actually, it is also an basic needs for any employee who joins. We thought that there is not so much stretch hour, and we will leave the office on time. others behave with other behave good with me. These are the basic needs, I think.
Yes, yes.
From my point of view.
Perfect, perfect. So I think I hope so. It is clear. Okay.
So organization, culture, and climate.
Yes, yes, very good, very good. Because see, it totally depends on, because like when we discuss about this Maslow hierarchy theory, this is the basically you could say such a theory which may be implicated or applied in all these sectors and industry. Okay, like for example, if I'll take an example of, let us suppose, travel, tourism. I think if we talk about, whenever like you are planning to go to Uti or Kerala or Uttarakhand, wherever you want, the basic needs which you want are definitely the hotel. If you are talking right now, the facility of hotel in that locality. Okay, we talk about, you could say, the food. Okay, the stay which we want, the commutation which we want. Okay, if you are looking for a particular, you could say, for a tourism or for a travel, that might be the basic need in this case. Now let's move to the second part, that is called safety needs. Safety need, as Raksha I think was discussing regarding the same, that the job security which she wants, or security in the premises of the company, is again one of the safety needs which they are expecting. It includes the working condition, the retirement benefits, the leave benefits, medical benefits. Okay, these all comes under safety needs. Okay, now as we I think continue with this particular example in the tourism industry, like for example, if I want to go to Kerala, and the basic need is that good quality of hotel, good food, which, because I'm a vegetarian, for example, so I need good quality of vegetarian food. Because you know that in Kerala, once you'll move, it is very difficult for us to find out the good restaurant which is based on the vegetarian food. I think so. If someone else might have explored that. I'm just quoting an example right now. Okay. Now, when we discuss about the safety needs, when I'm just planning to travel to Kerala, the basic thing is that the security features during my travel, if I'm just like, for example, if I'm booking my this plan through a particular, you could say, travel destination or a travel agency, so what sort of, you could say, protection they are providing to my family? Any insurance, travel insurance facility, if it is there in case of any contingencies. So that may basically the part of the safety needs when we are talking about the example of tourism. Okay. Third, if we'll move to relationship needs. Okay, like as we discussed, like definitely Raksha is working in the TCS, and I think she's far away from her house. Definitely, she wants a good environment where she can meet with good people, good quality people, we can say, good friends, good colleagues she can find over there, and that they become the second family for her. Yes, is it Raksha? Relationship needs and friends needs. Okay.
Yes.
So is it, I think, the second and the third priority of you after joining? Definitely, you might met with good people over there, and they might become your very good friends and family.
Yes,
along with, don't take my example otherwise. Along with that, definitely an individual, like we know that because we have to get married, we have that, you could say, that marriage desire as well. You might find very good friend to whom you like a lot. Okay. So it's a very common and very practical example we're discussing right now. That is the part of social needs, because you need very good friends. You need your life partner as well, which you may find in your company, which you may find outside, which you may find with the help of your parents. And that is the important needs you have when it comes to relationship. That is called the social needs. Next one, we have esteem needs. Now, Raksha definitely joined TCS. She has a very good working environment, safety features, and she got very good friends over there. And might be we are praying that she will get settled soon. Okay. After that, we have esteem needs. Now, sometime definitely, like I think Raksha is working since last 4 to 5 years, what I remember in TCS. Now, definitely now the Raksha having some expectation of recognition in the company, because she might be the team leader. She might be handling, you could say, a project which is a extra responsibility or additive responsibility given because of her commitment to the company. So she needs that self-respect, that recognition, that image in the company because of her hard work. And the last but not the least, self-actualization. Now, definitely Raksha, I'm just taking the Raksha example. Please don't, Raksha, don't take my words otherwise, okay? And Raksha is not my favorite in the class as well. Everybody's favorite. But still, I have to quote someone over there. The comes to self-actualization needs, okay? That is about the continuous growth. What I was discussing with Raksha actually, because Raksha has joined TCS. Might be definitely, she might get some offer from very good MNCs throughout the world. Definitely, she will switch to that companies because she wants that development. She wants that recognition. She wants that growth in her career to achieve that peak, to achieve that, you could say, expected desire or expected, you could say, outcome from her professional life. Raksha, is it clear, I think? And if I'm really sorry if I just made any words against you, but I just quoted the example by taking you as under the Maslow hierarchy theory. Any doubt to anyone, please? Because this particular Maslow hierarchy theory is applicable. You can apply this theory into your personal life. You can apply this theory into your industry, into your sector, everywhere it works. And these are the most important 5 stages for motivation in someone's life. Because if any of this option or part is missing in one's life, it may lead to stress, anxiety, depression in one's life. Okay, so these are basically the 5 major points of Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Hanji, is this clear?
Okay, sir.
Any input from your side, please, students? Any example if you can quote by relating all the 5 stages? I want some new student to contribute, please, I think. Rahul Goswami.
Yes, sir.
Rahul, बताइए.
I'm in way, but
it might be working, yeah.
Yes, but I want to add something.
Yeah, please.
Very good explanation, sir. But these 5 points basically most topics which is demotivate any person in life.
Like
if we start that the basic needs, so then the basic needs is that the good food, good living standards, and good water in the normal life or in the top circle. At that time, any person is having this company and don't have such type of environment. That's first is start demotivate. Second point is the job security. If any company having no any job security, this private sector having the more disadvantage from job. Third is the relationship. Private sector employees having no any social life because the time is set. There is working hours 2 more. This self-respect also in private sector having less because now I am in area manager in our organization, so I know that the self-respect and other things in very sometimes it's not good, and that the self-actualizations need. So it is the most factor which is affecting your performance in any organization. So this is our view. Just give us reverse direction only, but this is the very good example which is in the slide. Just thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Rahul.
Rahul sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Lakshmi.
ma'am.
But Rahul sir, I don't agree to your points because being a fresher, if I am a fresher and I need a job and I get a job in good MNC's company, so my expectations will increase, right? I'll imagine on my own, right? I must get a good job. The job security will be there, and obviously I also imagine that yeah, the working condition should be good, everything, but how it demotivates the individual, I don't know, but yeah, it's a motivation for an.
Yes, exactly. In this second part of in a coin, na, if you don't have the such condition, that time you switch your first job to second job.
But in the private sector, hello?
Yes, yes, Mr. Anand, please.
In the private sector, nobody give the job security. It is depending on your technical skill.
No.
If you have the more technical and more confidence that their job is stable, otherwise the problem is there.
Yes, as in when you gain knowledge, your technical skills, leadership skills, managerial, whatever skills you gain, obviously you just try to switch to some higher positions, right? If you don't need, if you haven't got that positions.
Every day in private sector, daily appraisal is complete nowadays. Daily work analysis there.
No. There is no any sector where daily appraisal is done. But
sir, private sector evaluation is there. Evaluation is there.
I'm also working in private sector. I'm also working in private sector.
Sir. Yes.
Okay, Magar, because of if you are having the responsibility of the plant.
No, actually,
nobody any critical criteria.
Actually, you have
criteria is the different way. It is a challenge.
And it is challenge. Yes, that's why
it is challenge.
Yeah, it is challenge because daily you give the some output. Otherwise in private sector, nobody survives.
There is some fixed output.
Yes.
Sir, what's your views?
See, basically, like what I can personally understood because of after discussion that we are only thinking one aspect of this particular hierarchy. Okay. Because see, for example, let's suppose you cannot satisfy yourself even though you have everything in your life, because it's all about your mindset. Because as we discussed in the initial part, that it is more about the psychological approach of an individual. For example, right now, if I'm just talking about myself, you won't believe, I'm just sharing my journey with you people. Actually, very first time I'm just talking about this because I started my career with Vijaya Bank. Okay, this is one of the centralized government job actually, which I have in 2011. Okay, but I worked for 2 years only in that job. And I was not feeling comfortable, and I don't know why I left that job after 2 years of time, because I'm not feeling comfortable. Because I think Mr. Rahul was discussing regarding job security. If that is the only factor, I should continue my job till now as a bank manager, as a credit manager in the Vijaya Bank. Now it's converted to BOB actually, we can say. If this is the only criteria, definitely I should continue. But my psyche is different. My thinking process is different, because the satisfaction level which I received in teaching, you could say, domain, which I'm not getting it out in the, you could say, banking sector, even though job security was there. So we are thinking only, or we are just actually concerning or discussing only one aspect of the job security or safety needs. I hope so. Am I clear with this point?
Yes, all private sector is having a challenging job. Nowadays, challenging job
actually
daily.
Sir, I want to add one thing.
Yeah, please.
You show the Vijaya Bank your experience exactly, na? And when you switch from Vijaya Bank to
After 2 years in 2013.
Yes, education sector. That time, I think you are demotivate first, and then you switch here.
No, I was not demotivated. See, try to understand. There is always, because safety was there in the job, definitely. Basic need was actually completing. The problem was there in that is all about the social needs. Because if you know that the banking people or the banks individuals, they do not have any social life. They are restricted to the bank. They are not allowed to do certain activities. There are a lot of things are there actually in the banking,
Exactly,
especially
sir.
in
Exactly.
sector.
Exactly.
So that was the issue actually. I just want to raise over there, because only job security cannot be the criteria, or only safety needs cannot be the criteria. See, what I'm discussing right now as the particular individual having sufficient resources, how you are deploying those resources to satisfy you, yourself and your family. Like I think we were discussing the example of Mr. Anuj as well. Okay. He's one of the, you could say, guy who's working like anything, and even this pandemic as well, he's not bothered about you could say this COVID and everything, but still the motivation and dedication which he has towards the company, he is actually keeping his balances between the family and the job. That is the motivation again we're talking right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Exactly, sir.
Okay. So I think Rahul, just I think we need to be more flexible when it's come to our thinking and satisfaction. I think so, Rahul, like better to say.
No, sir. I here I show only these 5 points in reverse way only.
Understood. Yes. You just
There
give
is
an
no
example.
other photo is there, sir. I only show here because now I'm in very good MNC, and they are having too much high tops of job satisfaction as well as life satisfaction as well as social life also I have. So there is no any issue, but I'm in that position in my organization now. So that time maybe now there is at least 500 to 600 pupils below at the time of consulting. If there is some wrong activities by him, there is some quality miss, there is safety miss. So that time I hear that type of reason that they are suffering from some issues. So that's why I show here that only.
No, understood.
Otherwise, no any issues.
Understood. Understood.
Actually, sir, Rahul want to.
Yeah, please.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah.
Actually, here Rahul want to say that if someone is dissatisfied with the criteria which given by the Rahul, they may switch off the organization. This includes safe working condition or wages or food. Anything may be happen. If someone is dissatisfied,
yes,
from
exactly.
these points, some
you get it.
Yes. They will switch off from the organization.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And the second part you can take as a motivation.
Definitely, Rahul. I understood now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Now I reach my home.
Pardon?
I reach my home.
Oh, that's great. That's good, I think. So,
yes,
students, I think, is it clear, everyone? And see, what's the ultimate one-liner which I want to give you now? It's all about your perception. What you perceive from the, like, for example, if I'm roaming on the road, there will be so many things which actually surrounds me in the market. But it's up to you what you perceive. And that perception actually define your character, and that character actually define your motivation. That's what actually we need to follow in our life.
Sir, can you repeat once more, please?
See, I think Chandrabhushan, like as you know that in the country, like because like being a faculty, we are always a role model for the students, and they always come up with us with various sort of problems, which is not a problem exactly, with just a confusion for them. And being a, you could say, mentor, being a guide, being a faculty, we always teach them, we always guide them that focus on what is fruitful, it's important for you. You always need to set the priorities in order to get the utmost satisfaction from your life or from your work. Because I think it's very common in the professional life as well. He is not actually hiking my salary. He is just discussing with anything the boss. You need to focus on the constructive part. Why are you focusing all such nonsense in the life? And because of that, somehow your professional growth is somehow hampering in this case. Understood?
Right, sir. Right.
Okay.
Yes, yes, you are right, sir.
The same in my organization as well. Like, because people always called me more egoistic. I don't know why. But my philosophy and my nature is very different. I'm just talking in the context of motivation only. Because what the people suggest, what the people guide me, what the people talks about me, it should not be the matter of concern for me, first of all. The important thing is that whenever I'm talking about, you could say, like, for example, if I'm working in the institutes in last 8 years, there are so many people that talks around there and there, they are going for back bitching or whatsoever. It should not be your level of concern, because if you are a professional, you have to showcase yourself as a professionals only. They are not your personal life actually. You should not, you could say, mix your personal and professional life. Because what I observed in so many people nowadays, like with Mr. Anuj as well, like what I learned from him, once he's working in the company, he's with the company only. He's the one man army in the company. But once he reaches to home, he's one man army for his family. That is the balance you need to maintain. If it is, and if you know how to balance that part, you are the true motivator, true leader, or true, you could say, successful individual or influencer in the life and for the other people. And that is what the balancing is all about. Hanji.
Yes, sir, correct.
Perfect. Shall we move, I think?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So I think we just need a 5 minutes of break now. Okay. And then we'll continue with the ERG theory of motivation. Okay. So I will get back to you at 6:55 sharp. Okay. Okay, students?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes, friends. So shall we continue, I think?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And I think clearly audible because the weather condition is not clear over here. Actually, might be I'm using my hotspot. So,
Yes, sir. Rain is started. Huh?
It's really heavy actually right now, and
Yes, sir.
power as well at my house. Fine. So no worries. I think we should continue with one more theory today. That is called the ERG theory of motivation. Okay. So when we discuss about the next topic, that is ERG theory of motivation, it is the extension, or you could say certain modification in the existing theory of Maslow's. Now, what the ERG theory is all about, first of all. ERG theory is basically based on three major needs, which include existence, related, and growth. Okay. Now, as you can see that, like as per Maslow, we discuss about the hierarchy starting from physiological till self-actualization. But in the case of ERG, this theory is basically, first of all, given by the Clayton Alderfer. He has bifurcated this model into three basic parts. Means what he did actually, he divided those five hierarchy into part of three, which is ERG, existence, relatedness, and growth. Now, as you know that, as per Maslow's, the physiological and security needs comes under existence, belongingness and esteem needs come under relatedness, and as self-esteem and self-expression comes under growth. So it is very simple, nothing but they have bifurcated those five hierarchy into three basic parameters. Three basic parameters. Okay. Now rest everything is similar. The important thing which I want to discuss over here, that is about this part. Satisfaction and progression, frustration and regression. As you can see that if you are moving in this hierarchy with satisfaction and progression, definitely you have a higher growth. But similarly, if any one of the part is missing or not satisfied by an individual, same what we discussed in the case of Maslow as well. So it leads to frustration and regressions. Okay. Now, this ERG model of motivation, which we are discussing right now, okay, there are basically two important differences in the ERG model and the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. This ERG model basically talks about that, as you can see the first part right now, the ERG model suggests more than one kind of need might motivate a person in the same time. As you know that, because like for example, again, we'll talk about this particular part, because as per Maslow, one need should be satisfied, like first hierarchy is done, then you can move to second, then you can move to third, fourth, and fifth. But as per ERG, at the same time, you can fulfill more than one needs. Like again, I'll just take the example of Raksha. Raksha is there in the class, I think. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like in the case of as per ERG model, and we are just quoting Raksha over here, like once Raksha joined basically TCS, definitely she might get, you could say received, or they have a benefits regarding the monetary satisfaction, that is existence needs. She might get very good friends over there within a day or time, within a 2 days or time, within training period, we may say, or she might learn new skills within I could say inception of her professional life. So at a moment of time, you might be able to fulfill, or you might be able to achieve or get yourself satisfied with more than one needs. And it is possible under ERG model. And but as per Maslow, you can see that one by one motivation may be achieved in the hierarchy. I think first point is clear, the difference between ARG and the Maslow's. And practically, ERG model actually works on the ground, we can say in the professional life. Because it is possible. At the same time, you may have a satisfaction of more than one needs, which belong to ERG, existence, relatedness, and growth. Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Second point, which comes under this differences of ERG and Maslow's, which talks about the two important concepts, that is satisfaction progression and frustration regression. As you know that if all needs are satisfied, ERG, existence, relatedness, and growth, definitely you would be satisfied and you will actually progress your career in an exponential direction. But if anyone or any particular component of your desire or the wants is not fulfilled, in that cases, it leads to frustration, and it is a regressive, you could say, regressive pace into your professional growth. So this is a very different point we're talking right now. It is satisfaction regression and frustration. Sorry, satisfaction progression and frustration regression analysis. Haji, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now the next one we have two-factor theory, that is called the dual structure approach to motivation. Okay. Now these particular motivation approach which we are talking right now, which talks about two you could say factor, which is called motivator and demotivators. Okay, what this theory is all about, we'll discuss now. As you can see that this two-factor theory was developed by Frederick Herzberg, and this particular concept or model was developed by interviewing the 200 accountant and engineers, and to whom we have asked certain level of questions. And for those questions, they have actually given their opinions about satisfaction and dissatisfaction. As per Herzberg, he suggested that the satisfaction and dissatisfaction of an individual based on two things. One is motivators, second is hygiene or maintenance factors. Okay. Now, once we discuss about the motivators are basically job-related factors, which includes achievement, recognition, advancement, work itself, possibility of growth and responsibility. These are motivators, work-related factor, which may enforce one to achieve something in the life or on the professional grounds. But hygiene factor, or it is also called maintenance factor, which are associated with working environment. Because you may like your work, but work environment is not conducive to support in a positive direction. Raksha, you want to say something? No. So when we discuss about these maintenance factors related to work environment, which include company's policy, their supervision, salary structure, job securities, personal life, so many things which we can talk about. So as per Herzberg, he talks about the two basic parameters, two basic ground about the motivation. The one is called the motivators, which are called job-related factors, core job-related factor, we can say. But the hygiene factors are basically always supporting the company in order to retain the employee in case of any dissatisfaction. For example, Raksha is working in the TCS right now. And because she has the night shift, she might be facing the problem regarding the food, regarding, you could say, some entertainment, regarding that, you could say some period which she wants to actually spend, or she needs some break in between to, you could say, make herself more re-energized during that particular peak hours, if you're talking right now. Definitely, she needs some maintenance factor in those conditions, because she's very satisfied with the job, she's very satisfied with the salary, she's very satisfied with the work, but the canteen, the good quality of food, some entertainment factors, we can say the playing area or some gaming area, we can say in between of the break, if the company may provide as per the requirement of an individual. It is basically because maintenance factor are always playing very, very crucial role when it comes to, you could say, the satisfaction level of an individual. And these actually, you could say, decrease the turnover of the employee in the organization. That is the maintenance factors. Haji. Is this clear?
Absolutely, sir.
Sanyam, I think your voice is not clear. Please, can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, I just told absolutely clear, sir.
Okay, that's perfect. I think that sounds really good, Sanyam. Thank you so much. Haji, anyone else? Any query?
No, sir.
Chali guys, so let's move to the next part. I think that is the next theory which we have, that is called the XY theory. Okay, So when we discuss about the XY theory of motivation, we are discussing about the theory which was developed by Douglas McGregor. Okay. Now in this theory of motivation, they actually find out the opposite viewpoint of the manager for a particular phenomena or for a particular, you could say, activity. The one who is giving the negative opinion is called theory of X, and one is giving positive opinion. This is called theory of Y. Theory of X is basically based on the external control of human behavior. And theory Y is based on self-control and self-direction. Now, how does it signify, first of all? Theory X is basically more about the traditional approach through which a particular worker is always working in that rigid environment, in the standard environment which the company is providing to them. Okay, but the theory Y, or you could say the manager, those who actually approach to theory Y of motivation, they always actually, we can say, motivate, they always push their colleagues, their subordinates in the company for their participation, for their active involvement, for their self-recognition in the company, self-image in the company. So as you can see that theory X managers are more traditional and rigid and more reluctant, but theory Y managers are basically more engaged and associated with the participative behavior of their employees. Okay, as per theory X, basically, you can see the first point, the negative aspect. Employee dislike their work. Rather to comment on that they dislike the work, it's better that you need to find out the reason and you need to be more dynamic. What are the reasons behind that? Employee must be coerced, controlled, and threatened to do the work. It is more about dictatorship, which the theory X manager always do. Employees avoid responsibility and seek formal direction. Again, negative constant we are talking right now. Most employee consider security of job most important of all other factors in the job and have very little ambition. You can see that the comment, the proposals, the perception which the theory X manager consists, it is more, you could say, downgraded, demotivated, and more negative, we can say. But theory Y managers employ love work as play or rest. Whatever they want to do, they have freedom to do so. They are self-directed and self-controlled, and they are committed to the company. As you can see that there's an open environment, we can say the open system we talk about in the organization, where you have designated the roles and responsibility rather to, you could say, we can say rather to criticize their work. It's better that you need to find out the reason and you need to motivate them why this mistake happens, how you can resolve those mistakes, how you can make yourself more better and you could say much efficient in certain you could say areas. These are the basic, you could say, the spirit, the you could say the way how the handling techniques of theory X and theory Y manager. And according to that, we can see that either we criticize our boss or either we favor our boss when it's come to their leadership. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Fine, guys. So I think that is enough for the day because we'll discuss this Bloom's theory in tomorrow's class, and we'll also discuss the factor enhancing this motivation, and we'll discuss 2 case study in tomorrow's session. So tomorrow we'll wind up this motivation chapter.
Okay,
Sir, you were going to give some task for Saturday on Sunday.
Yeah, actually, like I thought about that task actually, and because as I saw the syllabus right now, because after that I have only 3 more lectures to cover up this syllabus. So if might be possible that we won't actually arrange one activity on this Saturday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because I have to complete that appraisal as well. Okay, the appraisal is a very big unit. Okay, so if the time permits, definitely we might have some very normal exercise. If not, definitely we have to complete the syllabus by this Saturday for this HRM. And make sure, student, as I told you, I think now we have a sufficient strength in the class. After this Saturday, because from next Tuesday onwards, we will actually start communication, business communication, and we'll complete this topic in June month. Then in July, we will start with production and operation management. In August, we will start with managerial economics. And in September, we'll start is principle and practices of management. So this is a schedule for the next 4 months we have.
Okay, sir.
Good, sir. Good.
Fine.
Sir, in September, sorry, sir. Sir, in September, which subject you will start?
PPM, principle and practice of management.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that is the schedule, what the information which I got from the institute. So I'm just communicating the same to you.
So assignments are given to students after this lecture, sir. So the whole syllabus completed.
I didn't understand actually, Ms. Poonam.
So what about the assignments are there, na, sir? So we have to write the assignments.
From college, from institute?
Yes, sir.
So I think they will intimate you, I think, regarding the same. Because whatever assignment which I am giving you, it is just a class assignments.
No, sir. Assignment is this exam.
See, I had a word with them actually, because might be because of this pandemic, when the things will get normalized. I think at that time they may have a meeting and they will decide upon that when the exams gonna to conduct.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so even though if I have any information regarding the examination, I'll definitely communicate to you.
Sir, it means that the exam may shifted up to November.
Yeah, let's see.
So, but they haven't told us about, they haven't informed us about any examination that has been shifted. But yeah, today I had word with Parvez sir. He told me that in July it has been shifted. Your first sem is shifted to July.
Definitely. No worries. I will give you the short information or the correct information. Okay, so just wait for tomorrow. I'll just talk to her and I'll get back to you.
Okay, sir, sure.
Okay.
Question papers are emailed. So like in data analytics. Sir, I received all the question papers and completed and given to
No worries, ma'am. Like, just try to understand everyone in the class right now, because as you know that it's a pandemic time. Okay, and as we know that the things are very tough for everyone.
No, sir, not for this time. Before.
Okay. So, sir, just keep some patience actually, and I'll let you know regarding the exams as well by tomorrow. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
sir. Thank you.
Shall we sign out for the day?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye, Shiva.